So, hello everyone. My name is Aryan Shah. I'm thrilled to welcome you to Crossroads, an alumni talk event hosted by IET, Institute of Engineering and Technology chapter. Today, we have a distinguished alumni ready to share their remarkable journey post graduation from VIT. So, let me introduce you to Mr. Hrithik Dhoka, who graduated from VIT in 2022 and currently pursuing a master's degree in computer science at New York University. He has been busy with some cool internships in the past. He has worked as a data scientist intern as deep tech, innovation and machine learning engineer at Simplify Softech, and a role of Salesforce developer at NanoStuffs. So today he will generously share insights gained from his experience post graduation, offering valuable perspectives for our current students. So let's extend a warm welcome to Mr. Hrithik Dhoka.
Thank you. Thank you for that introduction, Aryan.
Okay, so basically we have a set of few questions which have been compiled by our members. So I'll be asking you those. And if there are some more questions, you can ask later from the chat as well. So the first question is, so do you feel that a college VIT has adequately prepared you to find like for a job after your studies?
For sure. I mean, definitely, there are a lot of subjects that have translated into my work, and I feel like it has laid a lot of foundation. But I feel that there is only so much that a college can teach you in like a few months for a subject or something. I feel it's on us for us to grow personally and to develop more on that subject. Let's say, like, if I choose like a web development course, if I want to be a full stack engineer, yeah, VIT introduced me to that subject, but I had to make personal efforts for me to gain more knowledge so that I could be adequately prepared to get a good job out of graduation. And not only that, like not only the subjects, but I feel the hectic schedule, which I'm sure we've all experienced, not only adequately prepares you for the life after VIT, wherein you have to meet deadlines, you have to do a lot of projects. It might get too much, but I feel like I was very comfortable in that high stress environment since VIT has been made sure that we get accustomed to it very quickly.
So you can say like VIT has created a foundation for us, but a lot of skills and knowledge we have to work on our own, like externally.
Defi- Definitely. I think a person putting in that personal extra effort is where you shine the most, is what sets you apart from the other students who are competing for the same job. So, working on yourself is of utmost importance for any job that you do. Yeah, your college plays a huge role in introducing you to those initial concepts, but where you grow from there is completely dependent on an individual.
Yes. So when did you start preparing for masters?
I would say I started in my final semester of VIT. Like I had suggested, I took a capstone project, and that's when I started. Let's say around May 22, and there are multiple aspects to that go into preparation for masters. You have your GRE, you have your TOEFL or IELTS, and you also have to build your personal profile. So I'd say that taking everything into consideration, starting, I still feel I started a bit late since it's not an entrance exams are not as easy as you think they are. Starting a bit early and managing your time with your, let's say if you have an internship or if you have your personal project, I'd say starting a bit early always helps you a lot. Plus, when you're applying for different universities, there are a lot of early deadlines that if you do submit your profile before that deadline, there is a higher chance of you getting in other than submitting late. So I feel all these steps require a lot of time, and starting around April would be the most ideal time if you aim for a fall semester of next year.
Okay. So you had a job after your like university, right? Before doing your masters.
Yes, yes.
So
So
what would, so- sorry.
yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
So like I just wanted to ask you, what would be your opinion on the students who are like confused whether to do masters first or job first? There's a lot of confusion between us some students.
Okay, so I will tell you my personal experience. For me, I was still figuring out what I wanted. Like, I obviously knew what I wanted to do in the end, but to specialize, I wanted to get that experience in that domain so that when I do go for masters, I know because of speaking to a lot of alums and speaking to a lot of current students at different universities, I knew that masters is not comparatively easy for as you compare to bachelors. So I needed that preparation time and I needed that experience in the industry. I felt I felt I made the right choice since once I've come here, those no the knowledge that I've taken from my job, from my internships, has definitely translated into the things that I'm learning over here. It's given me a head start. So I feel, in my personal opinion, it definitely makes sense for you to take a job after your masters, but it also makes sense that if you're confident enough, if you think that you're sure that you want to go ahead and study first, I think that's okay too. I know a lot of my friends who have taken that step only because they feel that getting a job after and then switching back to studying gets hectic. So yeah, either choice you make shouldn't be a problem, but if you really want get a head start, I feel getting an experience is definitely worth it. It helps you with your jobs and internships later on too.
Did you receive a course or a career counseling for masters? Aryan?
No, I did not. Like I said, I was sure about what I wanted to do, which was getting into computer science as my master's. So I did not go into career counseling. However, I did take counseling for my future preparations. So let's say for preparation for my entrance exams, for that, yeah, definitely I took counseling for that.
Also, do faculty members of VIT help you after graduation, like apart from references and like for choosing the right colleges and making right decisions ahead?
I would say yes. I would say maintaining a strong relationship with your professors matters a lot because they offer insights that you cannot get from any student that you meet. Only reason being the experience that they have in the industry and the connections that they've built over the years is going to be far greater than any person that you have in campus, right? I feel the insights they have, they've seen multiple students go to different colleges, they have seen those students pass out and do great things, and they know exactly what is required of a student to go ahead and to achieve what they want to, what they have in mind. So I feel if you have a great relationship with your professor, it can help you tremendously in your future. Career aspect wise, also, I mean, I know professors who do tend to give out references for job prospects. So, and those referrals matter a lot. Like references, an academic reference matters a lot in any place you go, be a job or be it for masters, especially. So I feel like, yeah, there's definitely uh, an importance given to maintaining good relationships with your professor. I think research papers is the best way to do that, but there are other ways to talk to your professor and build a good rapport with them.
Did you write a research paper in your journey?
I did not. Unfortunately, I did not. I wasn't. So for me, it was research meant PhD, and that was something I wasn't aiming. Unfortunately, that was a mistake. So I feel if I had the opportunity to go back and do something, I would say taking a research paper would be the only thing that I might have missed out on in college. The reason being that research paper is just not about research. There are two things that happen. One, yeah, it obviously looks amazing on your CV that you worked on something innovative in your own domain, and it counts as a big thing that you've tried to do something differently. Second, the amount of knowledge that you gain through working on a research paper will not be comparable to anything that you do on a project or let's say in a course. The only reason being that you have to deep dive into that topic, into that domain. You go through multiple research papers, you gain so much knowledge. The intake of knowledge is so humongous that by the time you're done writing the research paper, it doesn't matter if it gets published or not. You definitely come out a much better developer after that process. And definitely, like the connection part, like your professors, yeah, your professors know you, and it's like you build a name for yourself in the community.
So when would you suggest us to start working on a research paper if we want to? Like, what
As
would you
early as
commit?
possible, I would say. If you are in your first year, start right now. If you're in your second year, start right now. The more research papers you have, the better. There is no one will say that this is too much, no one will say that this is too less. It's just that I feel you get the amount of knowledge that you get through a research paper is always going to be very, very helpful. So starting as early as possible is probably the best.
Okay. So moving on, there is a one important question which many of us want to really know. Like, does CGPA really matter in for like placements and all? And being a part of VIT, there's so much competition. So how can one rise above all the rest?
So I would want. I know a lot of people are not gonna like me, but yes, CGPA does matter a lot. Yeah, I mean, you've definitely heard of people getting jobs without getting a good CGPA and all. But yeah, you have to be exceptionally well, and you have to be sure that you don't have a CGPA, but your portfolio makes up for it by a margin. But if you're still figuring it out, and if you're going ahead like a average Joe like me, I say CGPA matter a lot. Since if you're aiming for your masters, the first thing that they assess you on is your CGPA. They don't know you. They need to know how you performed in an academically hectic schedule. So CGPA is the only way that they can assess you. Okay, that this person has got a 9 CGPA, so this person has worked harder to achieve that goal and to achieve some academic excellence. So it paints the right picture. Similarly, I'd say for VIT placements, I know that there is a cutoff. It is not fair, I understand, but it's definitely there's a cutoff that matters a lot for sitting to different companies. If you are an 8.5 grader, they will open 95% of companies to you. If you're an 8 point grader, they'll open some companies to you. So in that aspect as well, CGPA matters a lot.
For pursuing your master's degree in computer science, like why did you choose New York University? Was there any thinking behind joining?
Yeah, so for me, I wanted to get into machine learning and artificial intelligence for my specialization in my master's. And NYU is greatly known for that. The professors over there are highly reputed scholars in their own field for whatever they're doing, such as Jan LeCun. I mean, he was the founder, he's the father of convolutional nets. I mean, if I want to learn something about machine learning and convolutional nets, he's the person to go to. So professors made a huge impact for my decision to go to NYU. And second, it's known to be more academically oriented. And I feel in these days of ChatGPT and a lot of AI bots coming up, it has become way easier for us to develop something. But to develop something, you need to know the right prompts. You have to have the right foundational knowledge for you to ask the right questions to any bot you might want to. So building that foundational knowledge, building that uh, academic excellence is extremely important, which is why I chose something that was so academically oriented. And it doesn't hurt to have NYU as a globally reputed university in your resume.
Yeah, that's great. So, according to what roles do like extracurricular activities play, like joining a club, participating in various events, help during like job interviews or for masters also?
I feel they play a huge role because they develop you personally. You learn a lot about teamwork, you learn about collaborating with people, and you get a huge network out of this events. Participating in a club, you meet a lot of people, so that's one aspect to it. And second, when you come to let's say a recruiter, or you come for your master's, the admissions committee, they say that you have initiative, you've making an initiative to do extra things. You're not just a bookworm, you've just not come to college to study. You're doing other things, you're doing something to, enhance your growth personally and technically. There are also, if you've taken leadership roles, they know that you are capable of leading a team or participating in a team. And let's say if you participate in a hackathon, they can see your portfolio. So I feel that participating in extracurriculars paints a picture of a person as a whole. Yes, you have your resume which explains what you've done in your life in your domain, but extracurricular activities explain who you are as a person, what you do, what things you excel in, and it also shows your creativity.
So, what is the advice on making connections with people? Like how to connect with alumni and your batchmates?
LinkedIn is the best platform you can ever have to connect with anyone you want to. I cannot stress enough how important this platform is and how much it has helped me. I have been fortunate enough. Actually, there was one IIT, a fellow IIT committee member who helped me get into LinkedIn. I didn't really build my LinkedIn profile until I was in IIT. They helped me, told me that I had to build my profile, build connections, talk to people. I know that when we organize events, there are a lot of people we need to reach out to for sponsorships and to get a lot of attraction for our events. So I was forced to, go and talk to people, and I feel that it was the best thing that could have ever happened to me because I got so many connections out of it. And even with alums, like I feel like if you go to any alum, they will wholeheartedly help you out, and they will not like they can answer every question. I know I had a lot of questions when I was graduating, and the same question that you had, like, should I work, what should I do, which college should I choose, which domain should I go for? And I got a lot of answers. Everyone was super helpful, and I got great connections out of it as well. Similarly for NYU, I mean, I needed to know how NYU was before I got into that university, before I finalized my decision. So I spoke to current students, and now I know a lot of people in NYU because of reaching out to them on LinkedIn. And more importantly, if you can connect better with your batchmates, I think that is also a great way to build your network. And I understand that it's difficult for some people to reach out to people, to reach out and just make friendships because of like their introverted behavior. I was an introvert as well, but for me what worked was like joining a club, participating in various events, uh, participating in extracurricular activities. It helped me grow my network and obviously meet new people. So these two things combined, I feel, can make you meet whoever you want to and make you like grow your network exponentially.
That's great. I know you had said earlier, like if you had a chance to do, you would do research papers again.
Yeah.
But is there anything you would like to add? Like for us, as second years, you would learn from it.
Oh, yes. So I think consistency is key. If you feel like you can do everything last minute, that might work for an exam. That might work for a project that you're working on. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But if you want to grow as, let's say, a developer, or if you want to go in your technical domain, you have to be consistent. You need to consistently do your work, do your studies for you to grow. Mastering a skill is extremely important, and to do that, yes, I understand certifications are important, and there are a lot of attractive courses which will tell you, like, you do it in 2 months and you learn so much. It translates, you do get some knowledge out of it, I'm not denying it, but to translate it into a real life world experience, you have to build projects. And I'm not talking about small scale projects like a huge project. Like if you're building a website, for instance, you would have to build the front end, the back end, the databases, everything, for you to actually gain some knowledge out of it. And that's the only way. Courses will only get you, courses are similar to what VIT does. You learn something, you get foundational knowledge, but to apply, you need to do projects, and you need to do a lot of projects. They do two things to you. Obviously you learn a lot, but you also build a profile. And building a profile is equally as important as doing, like, being consistent, because everyone is achieving academic excellence, everyone is striving to do better. But how can I stand out from person A to person B is the only through my projects. Like, I can showcase my individual skills. I can tell you that, yeah, if I'm telling you that I am great at Python, this is a Python project that I've done, and this is what explains, like, it backs my talk. So projects are definitely very important. Second most important thing is building your soft skills. I mean, yes, you are a great developer and you've built an amazing amount of skills. You're a brilliant in your technical domain. But if you can't speak out, if you can't communicate that to a person who does not understand what that technical domain actually means, it would not matter, because that domain, like, you have to translate code to English, you have to translate everything you do into simple plain terms so that people understand what you do, people understand who you are. If you can't do that, it does not affect in real life world, like the growth, it stunts your growth by a lot. So developing your soft skills, knowing how to communicate well, is equally important as developing your technical profile.
That's great. So one of my final questions, like what is the most like what do you miss about VIT after so many years?
I feel I miss FC a lot. I mean, there was something about that place after a long day, having to do those lectures, just going to FC, sitting with your friends, having food, and just chilling there was like, I honestly miss that a lot. Like, I remember so most of my classes were in SJT, and there wasn't we had Domino's back then, but we used to sit over there, and we were like, it's getting really hot, we need to go to FC to get some AC. So I definitely miss FC a lot. And it does. And I feel like the hectic schedule, those professors and everything, as much as I've been through and as much as I've said, okay, this is getting a lot, I feel I miss that life a lot, because the people I met over there and the way I used to get to interact with them, it was just amazing. Like, I getting into class, going in, being in your hostel, that hostel life, it was surreal. I mean, it does not get any better than that. So if you think that it's gonna get better, I'm telling you, enjoy your hostel life. Like, whatever you do how much ever studies you want, enjoy that hostel life. It's not going to come back.
Okay, that's great. Like there are some questions in the chat. Okay, so they
Yeah.
want to know about the research paper part. Like how do I know on what should I do the research paper?
So yes, let's say you've chosen a domain. Best way is just to reach out to a professor. So you've chosen a domain. You can go and talk to the professor, saying that, I'm interested to do a research paper, and I want to work, but I'm not sure what to do about it. So the professor will tell you the topics that they have thought about. These professors in VIT, they're constantly working on new topics and new research papers, and they want students to help them. So chances are that if you have a domain that you're interested in, the professor would already have a topic for you. That's a beginning step, and you can build from there. Like, let's say they give you a topic. If you are interested in something else, at least you've got a starting off point, and you can build from there.
Okay. So there's is it beneficial or harmful to have projects outside my domain on my resume?
It's obviously beneficial. Like, there is not no such thing as having extra projects and being harmful. I mean, if you're exploring something, it shows that you've tried different things and you have additional skills. Not only, let's say, if you I'm interested in ML, and I have done projects on data science. But if I've also done projects on databases, it doesn't hurt to say that I know data engineering as well. It will somehow the other integrate in your work style, like in your work life, some way or the other. So having more projects in a different domain absolutely is a plus. Yes, if you're, let's say, if you're working in as a computer science student and then you do a marketing project, it won't translate as much. But if you're talking about different domains in the technical sector, you can do whatever domain you want and it be completely helpful. It just showcases that you have additional skills. That's it.
So during this recession period, is it advisable to go outside India for education? which in most cases is for earning more money, or can we study the same course here?
So the recession, if you guys are, if you even come for fall 24, I think by then the recession period will end. So I would say that the recession period doesn't really count. And for me, my choice of coming to US was to get a proper education. I can tell you very well that the amount of work that I've done since coming here and the amount of stuff I've learned has been tremendously helpful. It's been a game changer for me. And yes, you can study the same course there, it's a personal choice, but for me, I feel that coming to the US to do my masters have definitely helped me a lot, and it has enhanced my skills in a short period of time by a huge amount.
So there's a last question. Do we focus more on research papers or getting internships?
uh, you should actually you should do both. The research papers should be done during your academic semesters, and internships should be done during your breaks. That's how the distribution should be. You cannot choose one over the other. Both are equally important and both are very necessary for you to move forward. But I would not say that I wouldn't advise you to do it during your breaks, because I feel intern research papers you do to get that academic knowledge, but internships are where you use that academic knowledge to build on those and to build things in real life scenario. So you do a research paper and you try to do internship in that domain in the following break, and it should be okay. Both are equally important.
That's great. Okay, I don't think there are any more questions in the chat. Okay, so thank you, Mr. Hrithik Dhoka, for sharing your experiences, insights, and advices with us today. So, as we have all experienced today, connecting with alumni can be a valuable resource as we navigate our own academic and professional journeys. Your perspective has definitely added to our understanding, and we appreciate the wisdom that you have shared with us today. Thank you for everyone for your active participation in the event, and we look forward to seeing you in more future events. Also, I hope you guys enjoyed the talk.
Yes. All the best, everyone. I know it gets very stressful. I've been there, but I would just say take it easy, take it a day at a time, and you'll get there. It'll all happen in your own sweet time. It's just enjoy the journey and just work hard. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. So I think